Is it possible for a movie to be so bad that it makes you lactose intolerant? Leave it to Eli Roth to ruin ice cream of all things. I saw Ice Cream Man at an early screening. There won't be any spoilers here. Not that there's much you can really say to even spoil a movie like this. It was technically a mystery movie screening, but I was pretty sure this is what it would be. And even as somebody who isn't a fan of Eli Roth, his writing, his humor, his storytelling, most things about him as a filmmaker and as a person, I'll still give it a chance. He could surprise me. I haven't seen all of his movies, and I thought Thanksgiving was decently fun. I had a solid enough time with it, although I also thought it was really dragged down by a lot of his worst tendencies. But Ice Cream Man... So the conceit of this movie is that there's this mysterious, weird ice cream man in town. The children are just loving this ice cream. They're eating the hell out of it, but it actually turns them into murderous little psychopaths who go around killing all of the adults in town, Children of the Corn style. Children of the Cone. But anyway, credit where credit is due. This movie is extremely gory. That's the one thing it's got going for it. That's the selling point. I mean, you see it all over the trailer. It's full of people getting chopped into little bits and killed in ridiculous ways. It does not hold back. People are getting cut up into pieces. There's blood and guts everywhere. People are getting their brains eaten. It's a mess. I appreciate some good practical gore effects, and there's even a good amount of creativity to how a lot of these kills happen. There's one guy shows up with popsicle sticks, stabbed all into his face and throat and everything. Okay. That's not common, I'll give you that. So if you're a major gore hound, that's all you care about. You don't care about writing, dialogue, acting, cinematography. You just want a goofy, campy time where there's a bunch of blood. There are people who could get enjoyment out of this. But as for me, it's time to move on to the negatives. Holy shit. The dialogue is so bad. The humor is so bad. Eli Roth's idea of a joke is just... somebody says fuck, the children say fuck, people are douchebags. In an Eli Roth movie? No. A character's a dude? No. Couldn't be. But that's like the funny part. The fact that they are douchey is the joke, but like he didn't write a joke. There's no joke written there. Somebody just says fuck or says something shitty, and that's meant to be the funny. There's one character written entirely to be a douchebag. So you'd think, well, okay, this is the guy who's going to get torn apart, and it's going to be really funny when that happens. No, not in an Eli Roth movie. That character gets a romance subplot that we're supposed to apparently feel genuine emotion toward. Like, they treat it completely seriously. He's a douchebag through and through the entire time, even towards the girl. But then they just, like, actually start to develop a romance, and we're supposed to buy that she likes him, and I'm supposed to think anything other than, ew? What the fuck is happening? Bizarre shit. Nobody talks like a real person. There's a scene where the main family is sitting around the dinner table, and the father himself, played by Eli Roth, they are having what is supposed to be, like, normal family dialogue, playful banter amongst them. Oh my... Eli Roth cannot write that type of dialogue. What type of dialogue can he write? Well, I'm not sure, but he definitely can't write that type. There was another guy on the script as well, so maybe it was his fault. I can't blame Eli entirely. But man, the attempts to generate this like natural family rapport where the little boy's like, yeah, you're going to take me to the water park and I'm going to get to see these girls in their bikinis. And then the dad, Eli Roth himself, is like, hey, can I come too? What? The acting is so bad. I mean, I can't blame the kids all that much. They're nothing to write home about, but I'm sure they were having fun. Hopefully they got to eat a lot of ice cream. Genuine, non-murderous ice cream. But I can blame the adults. Oh, holy shit. the main group of kids are actually probably the best actors in the movie. The adults are worse. And you could say, like, oh, it's intentionally campy. They're going for this B-movie vibe. But the problem is it's not funny. Like, the performances and the dialogue do not come across as comedic. They come across as stilted and awkward and incompetent. Everyone is acting like they have seen the script for the first time as they are delivering the lines, including Eli Roth himself, which I don't know how that works. There's one character who has bulimia. She's constantly throwing up. It's why she doesn't get possessed by the ice cream, because she throws it up after she eats it. And this is an odd thing to be in a movie that's this stupid in the first place, but it's even stranger because of how lightly it's treated. And now, look, I'm not looking for life lessons or deep social commentary from Eli Roth's Ice Cream Man. I'm not that big of a fool, but it is a little weird when you have a line of dialogue that says, I'm a 12-year-old girl. Of course I know how to make myself throw up. And it's essentially treated as a good thing. The fact that she throws up saves her life multiple times. And there's another character that she tells how to throw up. And that saves her life too, by throwing up. And it's like, what are we doing? I know the movie is goofy. It's not taking itself seriously at all. But that doesn't mean everything is a joke. You can have legitimate characterization and character arcs and things to say in the middle of an otherwise giant piece of shit, if you really want to. He just doesn't want to. It's a pretty ugly looking movie. The whole thing is super bright. I assume that's an intentional choice because of the Ice Cream Man and the children and everything, and contrasting the brightness with the violence. But the entire movie looking like that, it just got really old. And there also seems to be some AI used in some of the visuals in this film. I think a lot of people jump the gun calling things AI now. It can sometimes just be a shorthand for thing I don't like. But genuinely, there seems to have been some AI. There's been quite a bit of discussion about it. And I don't know how far I can push it. There are a lot of people saying, like, a ton of the visuals, like from the pictures on the side of the ice cream truck to some of these little cartoon hallucinations that the children have. Like, people are saying all that stuff is AI. And you know what? Maybe I'm not going to make any definitive statements, but there was one segment in particular that's like this flashback kind of lore segment, and some of the images we see in there definitely seem like AI. And even if they weren't, they were so distractingly odd looking that they looked like it and looked really bad, even if they weren't. But that segment in particular really caught my eye as like, that genuinely looks like straight up just generative AI, and that sucks too. There's one shot where a ton of kids are on this like jungle gym equipment, and they all jump off all at once and start chasing this guy. And I thought it was CG. It looked so bad and so fake, but maybe it wasn't even CG. Maybe it was just straight up AI too. Maybe that's why it looked so off. I'm not gonna say for sure, but there were at least some sequences that I can practically bet on. The middle section of the movie is really boring because our main group of kids are basically trapped in their school for a while, and so there's just a long series of watching all the children murder all the adults, and we don't know pretty much any of these kids. We don't know pretty much any of the adults. The Ice Cream Man himself is not doing anything. I think the actor does a solid job with his facial expressions just kind of being weird, but he doesn't speak. He's just kind of in the background. He's just giving them the ice cream. He's not doing it. He's not a horror icon. You can have characters just dispensing out horrid levels of violence like Art the Clown, but Art the Clown is funny. We like Art. He's got personality, and the gore in Terrifier is just next level even beyond this. Like, I appreciate these effects, and they really went for it, but there was nothing in here that, like, shocked me by any means. So if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna have gore and only gore, you gotta go to Terrifier level. Anything else, and what are you doing? And they didn't go that far. But if you don't have the Ice Cream Man as an interesting character, and none of the other characters involved are interesting, it just boils down to a bunch of scenes of the kids killing the adults. They'll kill one or a couple in their area. Another one will come around the corner like, oh my God, what happened here? Kids, what's going on? It's like, oh, well, I guess they're gonna kill him now too. And then they do. They grab the next nearest thing that they can use to stab him or slash him or crush him or whatever. And then another adult will come by. Oh my God, what is it? And then, well, now they're gonna kill him too. And then they do. And you just kind of that over and over for a while. And so again, if all you want is gore, I would say don't bother watching the movie. Just wait for it to come out digitally, and then you can get like a compilation of the kills on YouTube or something. Generally, the point of a movie is that it's all of the aspects of filmmaking stitched together into a coherent plot line, and generally you would want all of that to be good. This sucked. It just straight up completely sucked, to the point where like I'm still thinking about it the next day. And it's still slightly irritating me. I'm remembering like the cringe faces that I was making in the theater. There was a point where I just closed my eyes for a while. Not because of the gore, not because I was tired. I was just annoyed having to listen to these characters and look at the ugly visuals, that I was like, you know what? I need a slight break from being in this world. Let me just rest my eyes for a second. The acting and the dialogue and everything about it just feels like such amateur hour. And again, I get it, going for the campy B-movie shit, but you gotta make it fun, you gotta make it funny. You can't do it with AI. The ending, it doesn't really have an ending, it kind of just stops. And when it seemed like it was about to end, I was like, no, you can't just stop there. And then I realized, what am I talking about? I want to go home. Feel free to stop whenever you want. I don't care. It's dark. There's a bunch of kids going murderous. Fucked up things happen. I'll give it that. It's got gore. But holy shit. Even for Eli Roth, my expectations were maybe a little higher than even this. Deeply embarrassing. Absolutely a movie to avoid. One of the worst of the year. Woof. But leave your thoughts in the comments below, whether you agree or disagree. Some people are gonna like it, and that's okay. You are allowed to. But let's talk about it down there. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next one.